What's up, Average Dad fans? Welcome back to another video. And a few days ago, a fairly unknown YouTuber made a video asking if we were at peak smartphone, and also went on to say that a smartphone will never be the same as a DSLR or mirrorless camera. Well, I'm not going to mention the YouTuber's name because I don't want to give him clout, but I'm here to tell him that that's absolute bullshit. Let's go. Now, in this video, I am going to show you that this phone is capable of anything a DSLR camera can fulfill. But this phone doesn't cost $20,000 to do it. In fact, this phone, with the massive camera kit, costs about 10% of that amount. And of course, this thing here fulfills way more functions and tasks than any DSLR camera out there can. So, the first thing I want to talk about before we show you some unbelievable outputs from the 200mm and 400mm teleconverter lenses that you can get with the VIVO X300 Ultra photography kit. I just want to highlight that the first major point. There is zero DSLR camera with a built-in screen this size. So point number one to the smartphone, because functionally being able to frame your picture, view your content as you record, no camera has a screen, Quad HD, 144 Hz as well. No camera has that. That's point number one. I mean, I'd say point one, but we've talked about price and we've talked about the functionality of the phone already. But the screen, there's another thing to add in. Now, I am going to go back and forth between my points about peak phone and my points about the DSLR camera versus a phone. So let's just talk about this peakness of phones. The definition of peak is currently right now. Currently right now, we are at the peak, absolutely. Whether it be the Oppo X9 Ultra or the VIVO X300 Ultra or the Xiaomi 17 Ultra, we're absolutely there. Three phones that are not anywhere near peak are the iPhone 17 Pro Max, the Samsung S26 Ultra, and the Google Pixel 10 Pro XL. They shouldn't be in the conversation. You will see no B-roll of those in this video because they don't deserve to be. So as I've already mentioned, the VIVO X300 Ultra has a Quad HD Plus resolution display running at 144 Hz. The first of its kind to have that. The VIVO X300 Ultra also has a 6600 mAh battery with the Snapdragon 8 Gen 5 chip, which is good for, according to Blubbery Tech's channel, who does the best battery drain tests, I think he had it clocking at almost exactly 8 hours of screen on time. 8 hours of screen on time if you are watching this video. And we need to have a little chat here. If you're watching this video and you need more than 8 hours of screen on time, you need to get a life. Something needs to give. Please help yourself. It's glorious sunshine out there. You do not need to be on your phone for more than 8 hours a day. So ultimately, that's an all-day phone. That's a two-day phone for most people, if I'm being honest. And it uses silicon carbon technology, which is peak battery performance. With, to this day, in my experience and thousands of customers and hundreds of people in the Average Dad group chat, to this day, not one issue with a silicon carbon cell. So hopefully that puts any nonsense or myths to bed about the stability of silicon carbon. And then of course we have to talk about the peak cameras on the VIVO X300 Ultra. A triple camera setup with, for the first time in history, two 200 megapixel lenses. Now, if we switch back to our debate about DSLR cameras and phones, tell me any DSLR camera with two 200 megapixel lenses available at the same time without switching out lenses. Obviously that's a stupid point because they don't exist. That's not the point of cameras, and that's okay. But the fact that the phone has the versatility to use a 200 megapixel zoom lens with a bigger sensor size than most phones have their main lens at. But then there's also a 200 megapixel main lens, 1/1.2 inch sensor. There's also a 50 megapixel ultra wide, all built into the phone and all built into any flagship phone these days, and it fits in your pocket. That convenience factor should not be overlooked. Recently, in the past 2 years really, probably actually in the last 18 months, what has become a big thing are teleconverter kits. Because the 85mm optical zoom lens you get on most flagships doesn't seem to be enough for some people. And I'm one of those, by the way. I am a zoom fiend. Well, VIVO have hooked me up this year with the big box photography kit. Thank you, VIVO. And last year we had Oppo with their camera kit. We had last year's VIVO X300 Ultra camera kit with the teleconverter lenses. But this year, it's a whole other level. And yes, Oppo have done it as well with the Earth Explorer edition. I think it's a 300mm lens they've got, just the single one, but that's okay. We're okay with just one lens. The fact that we're getting these super premium teleconverter lenses, they're not plasticky, they're metal. Super premium glass inside, they weigh a ton, and they're absolutely beautiful. Those lenses take away the whole argument that, yeah, your phone's great, but it's digital zoom when you go past a certain point. Well, no, not anymore. Now we're getting 200mm optical, 400mm optical, with the ability to go digitally, near lossless, I would say, when you're going to see the examples, to 800, 1200, 1600mm. So, you can get DSLR and mirrorless cameras that can do this if you carry around a shopping cart filled with lenses. Not very convenient. So at this juncture, I just want to show you some of these examples because they absolutely blew my mind. And I know I've said that before, and I mean it every time I say it. But this time, I really, really mean it. Take a look at the photos that this produced. This tree was not the closest tree, wasn't even a second closest tree. I've taken a picture on my phone to show you the distance we were. Look at the clarity on this picture. And then a regular sign you see in my camera test videos is of the Kirkliston Basin sign. Lots of text on there. From a far enough distance, it's essentially just a watercolour painting with most phones. But with the 400mm lens attached, from 150-ish feet away, look at this. Look at it. And then take a look at this photo. One of my neighbours with his beautiful son. This guy was 300-400 feet away. Stunning. And it's not limited to photos, because video, stable video I might add, take a look at this. My dad, my boys, my dog, stability, tracking, following Rosie around as she's hunting for her ball or probably looking for somewhere to take a dump. Just, yeah, wild. And again, this is a distance I was away from my family and Rosie. And then if I just switch back to photo, I want to show you the max zoom output on the 400mm lens. This is incredible. Here's where I'm standing, and I want you to pay particular attention to like way off in the distance. There's an overhead road arch and it's got a sign and it's got a pole. Anyway, here it is. Wow. Just wow. So you tell me in the comments what you think of the photos and videos. But then I also want you to have a think. Because there's one elephant in the room that we do have to discuss that DSLRs and mirrorless cameras most don't deal with. It's AI and post-processing. There is a good debate that smartphones rely heavily on post-processing. Even with the zoom lenses attached, there is processing going on. But if the outputs are of that quality and this quality, who cares? I was still there taking the photo. Those objects, people, dogs, exist in real life. So if post-processing and AI help, if technology helps us produce better photos, videos, and general outputs, why aren't we embracing that? What is this sticking point with some people to use software? It makes no sense. As a civilization, we're always looking to strive to do better. We're always looking for a peak, then a new peak, then a new peak, then a new peak. Well, the current peak we're in is this VIVO X300 Ultra with the teleconverter lenses. Let's embrace that. Let's enjoy it for what it is. This snobbery that comes with professional photographers and videographers that need to walk around events and go to weddings and do all this stuff with their rigs and their 10 lenses, it's nothing against your profession, it's nothing against you. I just believe now, this year especially, you don't need it. If you are a good enough photographer or videographer, you can use your smartphone, this smartphone, to take professional photos and videos. I would actually argue you don't need to be a professional photographer, because if you look at some of the outputs like these that I've taken with really no experience, yeah, I'd be happy to have these framed somewhere or blown up somewhere. So, while some YouTube tech reviewers would have you believe that smartphone photography is second class, while some will have you believe that you need to buy the latest Red Magic camera or the latest Hasselblad camera to get great outputs, don't do it, folks. Don't fall for that trap. So, finishing off, a final shout out to VIVO for sending along the photo kit big box presentation thing. It's been an absolute pleasure to use. I will be back soon with a full review of the VIVO X300 Ultra, but it doesn't take a rocket scientist to realise that I absolutely am in love with this phone. Anyway, I've gone on long enough. Thank you very much for watching. Thank you for the support as always. And until next time.